Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Your old pal CHH here today. We got a physical media news video today, and let's get right into the news. How's everybody doing today, Frill? I hope everybody's doing good. Hope you're having a good day, a good weekend. My work schedule is changing, guys. You shouldn't notice any differences with the upload schedule because I try to keep it rolling. But in the event that things slow down just a little bit, it's an adjustment period, so bear with me, guys. But anyway, we got some interesting news. We got some new announcements from Second Sight Films. We're going to do a comparison on something in terms of Blair Witch, but Second Sight did announce Blair Witch Project, which, where's it tatted on me? Right here. Yeah, you guys know I'm a Blair Witch mark, so I'm excited for that. But I want to go through the differences because there's two releases you guys can get. We're going to break that down. The first thing we're going to do is look at a few amenities. One of the first things I want to talk to you guys about is this. I've got this pre-ordered. Frogman is coming from Teravision. This is the super deluxe version. No, it's not. It's the 1000 edition Frogman. It's coming in. It's their first time, as far as I know, doing like a really cool hard box release. But I believe Frogman is a found footage movie. But I have it on pretty good authority. It's a fun little movie, and I really have been enjoying getting Teravision stuff. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, you could go to Teravision.com, guys. You can get that. The super deluxe versions, like with the shirts and everything, those are gone. But the limited to 1000, I think there might be a few of these left. But if you're interested in getting like the first ever hard box release, like from Teravision, I think this is it. One of them, if not the first. So, and then they'll have the standard version as well. But I'm excited for Frogman. I don't know a whole lot about Frogman, but it's definitely got me excited to check this out. This is coming out probably sometime in October. But it's got a slew of features too. Making ofs, everything. But Teravision does a really good job at that. So if special features is your thing, which it's my thing, I like to feel like I'm getting, I like to feel like I'm getting all the information about the film I can in terms of learning from a release. So I got no doubt that that's going to be really great. The other thing I want to show is this. There's a new 13-disc International Folk Horror Classics box set. I don't know much about these movies, guys. I'm going to be straight with you, but I'll tell you this. If you go to Severin's website, you can look into that for explicit details on all that. I'm just making you aware of it. I would actually kind of need to poll the audience on some of this stuff. All the haunts, BRs. I think there was another version of this previously that came out that might have been a more condensed version. But this looks like it's just a beast. 24 International Folk Horror Classics. So, yeah. That's something you guys have to do some deep diving into. But it's 13 discs, 24 International Folk Horror Classics, 55 combined hours of special features, and a 252-page hardback book. Jesus. By the way, I still haven't gotten my Severin order. How about you guys? Rules of Engagement, guys, is coming from Kino. I will say, one of my favorite war movies. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you guys checking that movie out. But that's coming from Kino in October, the end of October. Really good movie. Winnie the Pooh 2 is, in fact, getting that Scream Factory Steelbook. No surprise, probably. Most of you guys probably saw this coming. I'll be honest with you. I wish I had been able to see this movie before I bought it. I did not like it. I liked part one a lot better. They gave them too much money. They're getting too big for their britches, in my opinion. But, it's one of those things you got to check it out for yourself. If you can see it before buying it, I definitely recommend that. But, what's the harm in just getting the Steelbook from Scream Factory, I got the Umbrella version because I had it for part one. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I enjoyed part one more. But I think I'm in the minority. I feel like most people like two a little bit more. That's coming out on October 8th, guys. And that will be a Walmart exclusive, pretty much like the first one. The first one was a Walmart exclusive. This one is no different. And I think that's about all. Oh, we got a few more things. I want to talk about, guys, about this. This is coming from Indeed Films. I believe this is way overseas. Be on the lookout for Diabolic/Orbit to get this. The Dark and the Wicked. It's getting looks like it's some sort of a media book release. The movie's coming out in 4K. Great movie. Dark and the Wicked's really, really good. This is coming out on October 31st, but remember, it is overseas. But because it's 4K, you can play it just fine in your player. The only thing, though, is when we get the information about the special features, just be warned. If the special features are on a Blu-ray, if you're not region-free, meaning you don't have a region-free Blu-ray player, there's a big chance you will not be able to watch the features. But if this company Indeed Films is going to do things the way most companies are doing it now, like Second Sight and Arrow, they'll put the special features on a 4K disc because they know that they want people across the world to buy it. So keep that in mind, guys. I can't verify that just yet, though. But that is coming in October from Indeed Films. That is an overseas release. Yeah. And we'll look at the other stuff. Oh, by the way, Man of the Year is coming from Shout Factory. Also, Perrier's Bounty, Model House, and Formosa Betrayed. I don't think I've seen Man of the Year. Love Robbie Williams, though. All right, guys. So let's get into the nitty gritty. So there's two things I want to talk to you guys about. We're going to go to Second Sight and look at Late Night with the Devil, because that got announced from Second Sight on 4K. And then we're going to look at the Blair Witch. There's two Blair Witches we're going to look at. We're going to look at Imprints, and we're going to look at Second Sights. And I want to talk to you about, there's a slight, not controversy, but we'll get into it. First things first, let's look at the Late Night with the Devil from Second Sight. Then we'll get into Blair Witch. Sound good, guys? I thought it did. All right, Late Night with the Devil, coming out, it's October 28th. Typical kind of like Arrow-style box set for the premium edition. This will definitely already be on your orbits and things like that. So, let's see. Dual format edition, including both UHD and Blu-ray with main feature and bonus features on both discs. I've repeated that 1,000 times why they do that, so I'm going to spare you guys this time. UHD presented in HDR with Dolby Vision. New audio commentary with Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and Josh Nelson, bringing their A-game and interview with directors Colin Cairns and Cameron Cairns. Mind If I Smoke, an interview with actor Ian Bliss. We're going to make a horror movie, an interview with actor Ingrid Torelli. Extremely Lucky, an interview with actor Rise Aturi. Cult Hits, Zoe Rose Smith on Late Night with the Devil, Behind the Scenes with the Devil, the making of the Night Owls music, South by Southwest 2023 Q&A with David Desmalchian, the star of the film, Colin Cairns and Cameron Cairns. Limited edition contents, rigid slipcase with new artwork by Haley Turnbull, 120-page book with behind-the-scenes images, storyboards, and new essays by Kat Hughes, James Ross, Rebecca Sace, Graham Skipper, Julian Stipidus, and Emma Westwood with 6 collector art cards. So this is a 4K, which is a big distinction because obviously the Umbrella release is not a 4K, it's a Blu-ray. I'm okay with my Umbrella release that I'm getting. I was actually not really interested in, this is just my personal 2 cents on this, but I'm not going to dissuade you guys from doing what you want to do. I will say this, will this look good in 4K? Yeah, it'll probably look pretty damn cool. I was fine with Blu-ray with this because I had an option. There was a German 4K announced a day or so before Umbrella's announcement, and I thought to myself, well, I this movie's going for that old 70s look. I think Blu-ray's fine for me, and I really like the amenities that the Umbrella is doing, so I'll stick with that. But I had it on decent authority. Sometimes I hear things that don't come true. So I'm going to say decent authority that this was going to come to 4K from Second Sight as well. But I figured I'm totally fine with the Umbrella. With that being said, this is going to be a great pickup for a lot of you guys, and I don't blame you one bit for getting this. The 4K edition from Second Sight. It's going to probably look really, really great. It may not be the 4K of the year, but I think it's going to be great. The Dolby Vision's impressive. But what I heard was that the directors of the film actually worked very closely with Umbrella on their release, and they were not overly excited about doing a 4K, which is, I think, why Umbrella didn't. They had a lot of rapport with the directors, and they wanted to do it. They were hands-on with that release, which is just a bonus to me. Doesn't really make or break my pickup, but there it is, guys. So that's coming out on October 28th. Of course, you can already pre-order that on Orbit DVD, Diabolic DVD. Don't miss out on that, guys. It's my second favorite movie of the year still. I hope you guys pick that up. Now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to look at the Blair Witch release from Second Sight, which is, I've already got mine pre-ordered. But listen before you go to pre-order yet. I know some of you may be super excited, but just wait. Wait up. Let's talk about this. There's 2 versions. There's this version, and then there's a collector's version from Via Vision. But I want to explain something to you guys. So with that being said, let's look into this. Blair Witch Project Limited Edition 2-disc Blu-ray pre-order available November 11th. I've seen people online complaining that it's not 4K. I truly think the way this movie was filmed, I don't think it's humanly possible to do an actual 4K. It would be a completely fake manufactured upscale, but the way it was filmed, zero chance. That just makes no sense to me. It's totally different from Late Night with the Devil. Late Night with the Devil was clearly shot on film. This was shot on, I forget the exact kind of camera, but guys, come on. This is not coming out in 4K. Let's be realistic. Okay, so let's look at this. The Blair Witch Second Sight release. Okay, a new Second Sight restoration from the HI-8 videotapes and 16mm film elements supervised and approved by producers and directors. So the Hi-8 videotapes. Now, what the 16mm film elements are in regards to the movie, I'm not so sure about that, but that's what I was thinking of, the Hi-8 videotapes. Supervised and approved by the directors, which I will just say this right now. The directors talked about this release before it was announced, and they said, don't buy this other... excuse me, they didn't say don't buy it. They said, wait up, because we were really involved with this other release. This other one has a commentary that wasn't even approved by us to put on this release, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to judge that. Let's just finish this. Two-disc edition includes restored and remastered original theatrical cut and festival cut plus original release version. The Blair Witch documentary, a new feature-length Second Sight Films production. That's a huge selling point for me right there, and which is why I pre-ordered this. It's a brand new feature-length documentary. Sold. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, new audio commentary with Alexandra Hellas-Nicholas and Josh Nelson. Directors and producers audio commentary. Deleted scenes, including previously unseen video and 16mm footage. The Blair Witch Project, Analog Horror in a Digital World by Mike Munzer. Curse of the Blair Witch, which is that old documentary, which is really cool. It's a pseudo-documentary. It's sold like it's real. Alternate endings, cons, 1999. Archived director interviews and trailers. Then you get your rigid slipcase. 184-page hardback book. Hardback. That's amazing. Heather's journals, 3 collector's art cards. Very, very cool. So that is the Blair Witch from Second Sight. And I'll tell you guys now, that's the version I pre-ordered. The new documentary has me totally sold. I'm so excited to see this movie. And yeah, what can I say? This is great. But I'm here to show you what your other options are. I am not going to judge my audience if they decide to get this other one, because you're a consumer. You have to do what you want. So the only thing I'll say before we look at I'll get it pulled up. That way I'm not meandering too much. All right, guys. So next we're going to look at the ViaVision Impulse Blair Witch Collection. So one of the directors talked about, one of the people involved, I'm pretty sure it was the director that was with Blair Witch, was talking about how he wasn't really involved with this release, and there's a commentary that he wasn't aware of or something that was on here, etc., something like that. Basically, he was saying, hold up, there is another release coming out that I'm more involved in, I'm heavily involved in, and that's going to be the definitive release of Blair Witch. With that being said, though, people already looking at this can see, oh my God, this comes with Blair Witch 2. I don't even own that movie, much less on Blu-ray. So this version, the Blair Witch Collection, comes with Blair Witch 1 and 2. But the downside is, let's see, the downside is it's a nice chunky box as well. You know, you get part 1 and part 2 on Blu-ray. The downside is that I don't think that there's anything new in terms of features besides the commentary, but let's see. Limited edition Blu-ray 2-disc hard box, including brand new special features, 1,500 copies only. The Blair Witch Project costs, disc 1 on October 21st, 94. Jesus, I keep reading all the BS. Okay, special features and technical specs. On disc 1, The Blair Witch Project. 1080p high-definition presentation. New audio commentary by Matt Blasey, author of 8 Days in the Woods, The Making of the Blair Witch Project. Audio commentary by writer-directors Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez. Sanchez was the guy that was talking about this. And producers Rob Cowie, Greg Hale, and Mike Manello. Curse of the Blair Witch documentary, which is also on the other one. Alternate endings, discovered footage, Blair Witch Legacy, director's interviews, etc., etc. So that audio commentary is what Sanchez was referring to. Like, he didn't really, I guess he made it sound like he didn't give approval for that sort of thing. So take that for what you will. Disc 2, Book of Shadows, 1080p, high-definition presentation, audio direct commentary by the director Joe Berlinger, audio commentary with the composer Carter Burwell, new interview with director Joe Berlinger, new interview with director of photography Nancy Schreiber, new special features to be continued. Wow, I'm kind of sold on this now. The Secret of Severin featurette, soundtrack trailer and live performance by Godhead, Shadow of the Blair Witch documentary, Burkittsville 7 documentary, cast interviews, Godhead music video trailer. Wow, I'll be honest with you. Now I'm kind of like, well, I'm not going to get this because I'm not going to buy both of these because they're not cheap. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wouldn't fault any of you to want to get the imprint version because of those special features on the Blair Witch 2, as well as getting Blair Witch 2 on Blu-ray. I would not fault any of you about doing this, and nobody should fault you about that. Wow. Man, that's a tough call. I'm sticking with Second Sight because obviously the Blair Witch 1 I think is amazing. I like Blair Witch Book of Shadows too. And it sounds like they're going to try to load up Blair Witch 2 as much as possible. But my money says I may be okay to wait. I'm sure Blair Witch 2 will get something soon, probably something from Scream Factory. But those are your two options, guys. You can order that on your specialty stores as well. You don't have to get that just from Via Vision. So that's the news, guys. So great options there with the Blair Witch. I don't think you can really go wrong either way. I'm happy with the Second Sight one. I'm ready for that new documentary. But that imprint one, man, if you're a Blair Witch Book of Shadows guy, can't lose there either. So there you have it, guys. This is your old pal CHH. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and I'll see y'all next time. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.